Stop before you buy any used car under $10,000. Watch this first. One wrong choice can cost you thousands in repairs. After 23 years as a mechanic, I've learned one thing. 5 cars simply refuse to die. They regularly pass 300,000 miles with basic maintenance, while everyone else is wasting money on repair bills. And number 3. I still can't believe how cheap it is. And by the end, you'll know exactly which one to buy, and never touch a mechanic again. Number 5. The Toyota Camry, 2007 to 2017 models. This is the cockroach of used cars. Not glamorous, but nearly impossible to kill. Now before you roll your eyes thinking boring sedan, let me tell you what 23 years of turning wrenches has taught me. Boring is exactly what keeps you out of my shop. Here's the secret nobody talks about. The Camry's 2.5-litre 4-cylinder isn't just reliable. It's stubborn. I've pulled these engines apart with 250,000 miles on them and found cylinder walls that still look factory fresh. Owners bring these things in on burnt oil, skipped services, cracked belts, and the engine just keeps firing every single morning like nothing happened. The transmission is where it gets even better. Toyota built these gearboxes with tolerances so tight that shops barely see them for anything besides routine fluid changes. I've had customers tell me their Camry has 200,000 miles and never had a transmission issue in its life. That's not luck. That's engineering built by people who assumed you'd never do maintenance on time. And planned for it anyway. And here's what really gets me. Under $10,000, you can find a Camry from this era with 100,000 miles left in the tank. Easy. Parts are cheap, everywhere. And any shop in the country can fix it blindfolded. Resale value barely drops because everybody, mechanics included, knows exactly what they're buying. But here's the part that shocked me the first time I saw it. I once had a 2009 Camry roll into my shop with 340,000 miles. Original engine, original transmission. And the owner said he changed the oil maybe once a year. Once a year. That car should have been dead 100,000 miles ago. It wasn't even close to done. So if you want a car that treats neglect like a joke and treats 300,000 miles like a warm-up lap, the Camry earns its spot at number 5. Now, number 4 is a car most people completely underestimate, until they see what's actually sitting under the hood. Number 4. The Honda Accord, 2003 to 2012 models. If the Camry is the reliable friend who never lets you down, the Accord is the friend who shows up early, does the heavy lifting, and never once complains about it. Here's what most people don't know. Honda's 4-cylinder in these Accords is one of the smoothest, most under-stressed engines I've ever worked on. I'm talking valve trains that stay quiet for 200,000 miles, timing chains. Not belts. That barely stretch, and internals so clean you'd think the car just left the factory. I've had Accords come in with over 280,000 miles where the compression numbers were still nearly identical across all 4 cylinders. That almost never happened. And the transmission, for the 4-cylinder models especially, is built like it's trying to outlive the car around it. Fluid changes every 30,000 miles and these things just don't quit. I've seen shops turn away Accord owners because there was genuinely nothing wrong with the car. Nothing to fix. Nothing to sell them. It's bad for business and incredible for owners. Here's the part that really gets me, though. Parts availability. Because Honda sold millions of these things, every junkyard, every parts store, every independent shop has what you need. Cheap. You're not waiting 3 weeks for a dealer part shipped from another state. You walk in, you walk out, you're done. Under $10,000, a 2003 to 2012 Accord with 120,000 to 150,000 miles is basically a guaranteed decade of driving left in it, if not more. Resale value holds shockingly well too, because used car buyers have caught on. Everybody wants one. Nobody wants to sell one. But here's what actually shocked me. I had a customer bring in a 2004 Accord. 260,000 miles. And he'd never once replaced the timing chain, never touched the transmission internally, just oil changes and nothing else. I checked underneath expecting rust and decay. It looked like a car with 60,000 miles. That's when I knew. This wasn't an accident. This was Honda simply refusing to let this engine die. So the Accord takes number 4. And now we get to the one I promised you at the start. The cheapest, most overlooked car on this entire list. And the one that genuinely changed how I look at reliability. Number 3. The Mazda 6, 2009 to 2017 models. Think of this one as a sports car engineer's soul hiding inside a family sedan nobody bothers to look at twice. Now, if you've never even considered a Mazda for long-term reliability, you're not alone. I didn't either. Until this car changed my mind completely. Here's the thing nobody expects. Mazda builds these engines with the same obsessive precision they put into their race-bred Miata. Just tucked into a family sedan nobody's paying attention to. That 2.5-litre four-cylinder is understressed, over-engineered, and shockingly smooth for something this affordable. I've had these come into my shop with 220,000 miles on the original engine, original transmission, and the owner swears they've never done anything beyond oil changes. And here's what really surprised me the first time I saw it. Mazda's chassis and suspension components are built with a durability that punches way above this car's price tag. Ball joints, bushings, wheel bearings. All of it holds up far longer than it has any right to on a car this cheap. I've inspected 200,000-mile Mazda 6 underneath and found suspension components that looked like they had 60,000 miles on them. Here's the part that genuinely shocked me, though. Because almost nobody's buying these for reliability reasons, they're wildly undervalued. You can find a Mazda 6 from this era, under $10,000, with 90,000 to 110,000 miles, sometimes less, sitting right next to a Camry or Accord asking twice the price for the same condition. Everyone's chasing the safe brand names, and they're walking right past the better deal. I had a customer, retired, on a fixed budget, buy one of these for $6,000 with 95,000 miles. 3 years later, he's at 180,000, hasn't spent a dime beyond routine maintenance, and he still asks me, half joking, when is this thing going to break? I tell him the truth every time. It's not going to. Not anytime soon. That's exactly why this car takes the number 3 spot. The most overlooked, most underpriced reliability secret on this entire list. Now here's where things get interesting, because number 2 is a car that's going to make you say, wait, seriously? And I promise you, by the time I'm done explaining, you'll understand exactly why it earned this spot. Number 2. The Buick LaCrosse, 2010 to 2016 models. Picture your grandfather's car. Except it's been quietly rebuilt from the inside out into one of the most bulletproof, most underestimated sedans in America. I know exactly what you're thinking. Buick? The car your grandfather drove? Stay with me, because this is where 23 years of experience completely flips the script. Here's what nobody talks about. GM quietly transformed Buick's reliability starting in this generation, borrowing engineering and quality control straight from their global partnerships overseas. The result is an engine, especially the 3.6-litre V6, that runs smoother and lasts longer than cars costing 3 times as much. I've pulled these apart at 200,000 miles and found internals that looked barely broken in. And here's the part that shocked me. These cars are loaded. Heated seats, premium sound, smooth ride, a genuinely comfortable cabin. And almost nobody's buying them used because of that old Buick is for old people stereotype. Which means prices are rock bottom. I'm talking full size, near luxury comfort, for the price of a beat-up compact car. The transmission in these is another quiet miracle. Built conservatively, cooled aggressively, and shifted gently by GM's programming, it just doesn't see the kind of stress that kills lesser gearboxes. I've had LaCrosse owners hit 180,000, 190,000 miles without a single transmission service beyond routine fluid changes. And it still shifts like new. Here's what really got me, though. I had a customer, 74 years old, wanted comfort, quiet, and zero repair headaches. Buy a 2012 LaCrosse for under $7,000 with 88,000 miles. 2 years later, still running perfectly, still riding like a luxury car, and he's spent less on repairs than his neighbor spent on one transmission flush for a German sedan. Nobody expects a Buick on a reliability list. That's exactly why it's here at number 2. The most underestimated, most comfortable, most quietly bulletproof car on this entire list. And now, the one you've been waiting for. Number 1 is a car I've serviced more than almost any other in my entire career, and it's the one I'd put my own family in without a second of hesitation. Number 1. The Toyota Corolla, 2003 to 2019 models. If reliability had a face, this would be it. The single most stubborn, most overbuilt, most forgettable in the best way car I've worked on in 23 years. After 23 years of pulling engines apart, replacing transmissions, and telling people the hard truth about their cars, this is the one that never once let me down. Not as a mechanic, not as an owner, not once. Here's why this car sits at the very top. The Corolla's 4-cylinder engine is almost embarrassingly simple. And that's exactly the point. Fewer parts, fewer sensors, fewer things that can fail. I've seen these engines cross 300,000, even 400,000 miles on nothing but oil changes. Not rebuilds. Not major repairs. Oil changes. I've personally opened up a Corolla with 380,000 miles expecting to find worn-out internals, and instead found cylinder walls so clean I could have mistaken it for a car with 40,000 miles. The transmission is just as stubborn. Whether it's the older 4-speed automatic or the newer CVT, Toyota built these like they expected owners to never once check the fluid. And even then, even when neglected, they keep shifting smoothly for hundreds of thousands of miles. I've had transmission shops tell me they barely ever see a Corolla come through the door for anything serious. It's bad for their business. It's incredible for yours. Here's what really shocked me, though. Even after 2 decades of seeing this car succeed, parts for the Corolla are so cheap and so available that repairs, when they do eventually happen, cost a fraction of what you'd pay on almost anything else. Alternators, starters, sensors, pennies on the dollar compared to European or luxury brands. And under $10,000, you can still find a Corolla from this range with 100,000 to 150,000 miles left in it, sometimes far more. I had a customer, 7 to 9 years old, living alone, wanted one car she'd never have to think about again. She bought a 2011 Corolla for $5,000 with 110,000 miles. That was 6 years ago. She's at 190,000 miles now. In 6 years, she spent money on exactly one thing beyond oil changes. A battery. One battery. That's it. That's the entire secret behind this list. It's never about horsepower, or luxury badges, or how fast something looks in a parking lot. It's about engineers who built these cars assuming you'd forget about them for years at a time, and made sure that wouldn't matter. So there you have it. 5 cars under $10,000 that I, as a mechanic with 23 years under my belt, would trust with my own family's safety and my own hard-earned money. The Camry, the Accord, the Mazda 6, the Buick LaCrosse, and the Corolla at number 1. If this video saved you from making an expensive mistake, do me a favor. Hit that like button, because it helps this video reach other people who are tired of pouring money into cars that were never built to last. Subscribe if you want more honest, no-nonsense advice from someone who spent his entire career under the hood, not behind a sales desk. And drop a comment telling me which one of these 5 you're considering, or if there's a car you think deserves a spot on this list. I read every comment, and it genuinely shapes what I cover next. And remember, the best car isn't the one that looks the fastest or the flashiest. It's the one that's still running strong long after everyone else has traded theirs in for something new. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.